predicted if he rolls a d20, he can pass the shot on to someone else, which I don't think happened. Yeah, he was out of it at the end.
Oof.
Yeah, some of them took him back to his Airbnb.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Hey.
Ew.
Yeah, so I'm late. Parents took a bit longer cooking than usual. They're a bit late, but they're both ill, so it's fine. It's fine. Had the feeling I was going to be a bit late, but I didn't think I was going to be this late, so I do apologise.
Okay.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too much longer cooking. I've got like 10 minutes roughly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, if the background noise gets a bit too much, just let me know, yeah?
Okay, sure.
So not sure if any's coming through, but it is fairly noisy in my kitchen at the moment. Yeah, I'm still cooking at the moment, so I do apologise for that, mate. His parents were slightly late cooking today. Well, I both feel it. Yeah, I'm alright. Aside from cooking late and having my schedule slightly rocked, yeah, I'm pretty good. Work's been average, and I'm looking forward to a D&D sesh. Yeah, I'll log on Roll20 and stuff when I get upstairs. I've got about 8 more minutes on my food. But other than that, I will be here being able to listen. But you will hear the occasional background noise from my end.
Make me. So you didn't have to.
Oh,
If you want, you can roll for me.
Do it.
I can't exactly do it on my phone. All right.
oh,
Does that mean I'm recapping? Also, do I have inspiration already? Fair enough. I was going to say, if I don't use it in the session, I'll use it for a question at the end of the session. Right. Okay, as it's been a bit of a hot minute. Last time, if I remember correctly, we pretty much got back. Actually, what did that? Yeah, we got back to base camp after walking from the cave, and the charger Triceratops found, well, a nice little burrowed nest which it had made previously in the cave and did not want to go any further, so we left it to nest up and be left undisturbed to the best degree. Then we took the child away from the charger Triceratops and also left the charger Triceratops buddy in their in their home to be at peace for the foreseeable, hopefully. Then we made our way back to base camp, which we were greeted by one of the guards, and they didn't really quarrel or anything with our new guest with us, so they just let us straight through. And a few looks from the villagers who were curious, and especially from one of the lieutenants, which I always forget her name, but the redhead who has the cold eyes. Then, when we pretty much got back, went to their accustomed places. We brought the brother back to his sister, to be reunited once more. And that was a nice, happy little reunion. Words were said, gratitudes were made. Then we went to Sir Goodfellow, which God's sake, I'm absolutely sucking my memory tonight. I'm forgetting everything, I tell you.
Reginald.
Bloody hell. I don't know why. I was thinking it was like Austin Rhinefather or something like that. I don't know why. I knew it was something along the lines of something rather fancy, but yes. Reginald, the leader of the expedition. I more or less took our newfound guest to meet with him and basically did a miniature sit-in meeting, which regarded what entailed during our little survey mission / rescue mission. And he said we went above and beyond to not only get the job that we were set out to do done, but also pretty much made some negotiations in order to keep peace and things from escalating, which actually favoured both parties. Though the only downside which Reginald did reveal was that he couldn't necessarily sit back and say, yeah, Baron is all right to do what they please, because he has ties with other nations that are looking to do something similar to what Baron is doing. But what he did say is that for the time being, they can broker a peace to a small degree with Baron, and well, from his point of view. But for anything any further, would require him to get in touch with his friends in high places. So, pretty much we left Reginald in talks with our guest. We more or less relaxed and had a good old kip and unwinded. The next day came. We escorted Varys.
Urias.
Like I said, I'm sucking my hands today. Urias. We escorted Urias back to his base camp. We got Thingy back. Then after that, we more or less exchanged Urias for Atlesia back into the group, from which after that we explored the reported place of where the Murloc people were. So we went out to investigate that area, and I think that's where we left the session, wasn't it?
You guys were headed toward... The only addition I can say that I think of off the top of my head is you were told of two places from Reginald, the Sahagin attack that went after some groups of people moving stuff around for him, and some villagers nearby, as well as an earth tower that has appeared off in the distance of the Willow Plains. And he said you can investigate either or.
Yeah, I was going to say, Mozzy's character and Alfie more or less showed great interest in that option, but I think we decided to go for the Sahagin
Because it's closer.
Because of the Earth pillar was significantly further. So I think that's what we decided on anyway.
Cool.
Other than that, was there anything else I missed?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head at the moment, so I will say no. So, as we start, is there any questions? I can't tell if you're communicating with aliens or if there's just a weird, mystified sound coming from your mic there, Connor.
It's called British.
Yeah, sorry, I'm cooking.
No, it just sounded like someone was talking in the background almost. It was very
What
odd.
did?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, that was the air fryer finishing its cook cycle.
British
Ah.
air fryer.
Eh?
Nani? Well, we will start then with... Is there anything you guys need to do while you're in the Theron forward base, or do you just want to go from A to B?
I thought we were making our way to the Sahagin place last time we left off.
Yeah, but we can veto if need be.
Oh, can do then.
if there's anything anyone wants to do while they're still at the forward base. Otherwise, you will be trekking.
Maybe we could get some potions from them or some supplies.
I think we
Why
just got
not?
some potions already from
Yeah,
the
but
main
they don't
base.
know that. And you can always get some more potions. I mean, they do because probably the guy Uranus saw it.
Uranus.
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 Yeah.
So you want to get potions? Anyone else? Or are y'all just gonna ride side saddle on the genius that is Sol Bazagas?
Eh, I wouldn't call him a genius.
I have all I need, which is nothing, except for some coins.
So, as you guys pick up, we'll say, air quotes, Halfir, you've gone through all the diplomatic spiel. Urias mostly speaks with her in the tent for a while, eventually comes back out. As you guys are kind of left with a degree of free reign around the camp for a little bit, as you're looking around, the soldiers still a little bit eerie around you, but it's more so out of a sense of being defensive, protective. They don't seem to have any clear reason to dislike or want to fight you whatsoever, but they've got to protect their own and so on and so forth.
Technically, in their eyes, we're still strangers, even though we've struck a peace treaty. We're still strangers, so
Yep.
of course they're going to be wary still.
And yeah, as you guys wander about, eventually Urias and Orion both leave the tent after having an extensive talk. They set up the table in the middle again, invite any of you to come to it that you want, and just to note, yes, there is no map on screen. We're doing this flying from the pants for a second. Tea is made and passed out to those of you who want one.
I'll take one.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
It is a,
Slurp it down fast.
and then there's just this burning along your throat, and it's just, I mean, the taste kind of not really mitigates the burning sensation, but I mean, you know, it's however you take it.
Bead.
As Urias sits down beside Orion, they both kind of look over each of you, and then Urias just kind of sits up. I believe that with the talks that we have had, there is some accord that we can come to with my people, or at least a non-hostilities pact. But beside that, there's nothing more that can really be said for the moment. It will be a long and grueling paperwork-filled procedure. But until all of that, and we will keep you all up to date as well. Is there anything that you require while you're here?
Yeah, now that you mentioned it, maybe we could get some more supplies, some rations, some potions if you have.
He looks
Something to heal ourselves.
to Orion, and this entire time she's been listening, but has just been her one eye just closed, breathing gently. Opens up her eye, looks at you. That can be arranged. However, I'm not giving it for free until the other agreement has been made
Other agreement?
with your boss. Don't worry, you're unrelated.
Uh-huh. Well, let's just say that right now what we're going to do is probably the Hagen camp. This would also benefit you, since, and I point to the general corpses around.
Hmm.
Maybe you could spare a bit for a discount.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you each one healing potion as a manner of faith. When you defeat the Sahagin, or whatever it is you intend to do, bring me back one of their pearls. Typically, they either each have one residing within their stomachs, or if they really, really want to protect a fresh one or a rare one, they will have it hidden in one of their subterranean dens, we'll say. Bring me one, and we will be square.
You got yourself a deal.
She sits back, motions towards where all the crates are set beside. One of the tenders pulls up a small chest, walks over, places it very delicately in the middle of the table, and she then pulls this chain from around her neck with several keys dangling from it, pulls one key off, opens up the lock, flicks the chest up, and turns it. As she turns the chest and pushes it toward you, you see there are 5 regular healing potions inside, all placed very delicately on this like bed of hay. The chest itself looks very unassuming as well. It seems to be just a wooden chest. You can see the outlines, the generic markings of their nation on the sides of it to identify them, but beyond that, you wouldn't be able to tell what's in it just by looking at the outside. You could assume it could just be a single dagger. But she pushes it toward you.
Great. Then I bow with respect. And I take the chest.
As you reach your hand forward to take it, she closes the lid, places the key on the table in front of you, leans back a little. Let it be known, if you don't come back, I will be very aggravated.
Oh, we will, don't worry. And if we're not going to find the pearl, I will pay for the potions.
No, I'm going to take it upstairs. If that's okay. Thank you.
She nods and picks up her cup and just starts to sip at the tea gently.
Then I'm going to give her a look and gently take the chest.
You take it, you grab the key, put it in a pocket, and just put it in either someone's bag or your own bag, whichever you want to do, or hold it, whatever.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pass the potions around.
So the party gets a normal healing potion each, which is 2d4 plus 4, assuming I'm not wrong. Oh, Connor. He's switching to his computer. And as... Hello.
I am officially back.
Each of you add to your inventory normal healing potion 2d4 plus 4. And where is the 5th potion going? Or are we giving it to Halfir?
Yeah, I mean, Halfir, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he's player not here, but
He's still a boy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so... Done. As the potions are handed out, I just want to do a mic check real quick. Is everybody here?
I
Yep.
present.
Nice. Because historically, the number of times people mute themselves, not realizing overwhelming.
I'm officially back in here because, yeah, I now have my food with me and I am at my desk.
Nice. Very nice. So,
Yep, so you have my full attention.
is there anything anyone else wants to do while you're still in the forward base? You have had a long rest, you've got potions. I mean, you've got health here too.
Not really. This was fine. Hold on, let me check. Do I have rations?
Should do.
Should have.
They'll be in pack, typically. You'll usually have about 5 to 10.
Did I? Okay, dungeon meals. Dungeon meals pack. Yep. 10 rations. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, okay. So you can see it like that.
Yeah, you click the little eye thing. It'll open it up.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Nice. Then, does everybody have everything they need? Everybody got rations to survive the journey and back?
Wait, how long is the journey? I didn't quite catch that part, I don't think.
It wasn't mentioned. Just
Oh.
in general.
I
Fair
don't.
enough. Yeah,
But I'm hungry. I'll hunt something.
I think I need some rations as well,
Hmm.
just in case.
Okay. Then for you two, they will sell some rations. Obviously, there's an extent to how much they're willing to sell based on their own intake during the month. But they have 10 rations for sale, air quotes, which would be the most basic meals they could afford on a forward basis salary. So you guys would be paying about 5 copper pieces per ration.
5 copper per. Okay. I'll purchase 4.
Nice. Equal to 2 silver pieces.
I shall purchase 1.
Nice. Do you have anything but gold?
I have silver.
Oh, nice. Then that equates to you having 5 copper from the remaining silver spent. And then if
I
that's...
eat the ration already.
You don't even wait 5 minutes, you just get it, it's like, ooh, food.
Yes.
So, is there anything else anyone would like?
Mm.
Okay. Any armors, weapons, etc.?
I can't really wear any armor.
Okay. Then we will continue forward. And as you all leave, you take a few steps back that you've gone before, when being led towards Nidissa originally. As you're walking past the pillars that go up toward the roof, as you're walking along, there's these little scuttling sounds that sound too tiny to be much of a concern, but nonetheless you will keep your eyes out and ears open. Eventually, as you escape the cave and you meet warm sunshine, you look out into the distance with quite a height difference between where you are and where you're going. As you look, holding open the map unfurled, you look ahead and you can tell from the distance between where the mountain is and where you currently are on the map that the Sahagin attack area, not counting the legwork you'll have to do to figure out where exactly it happened, it will take about a day and a half to get there. That's assuming you can go straight run there. Do you guys want to walk straight there, or is there something you want to do beforehand?
I have nothing.
Mm-mm.
We're good to go.
Okay. Then, as you spend the first half of the day getting there, can someone roll me a d20? As well, can 2 people, or if you want the whole party, roll a perception check while you're travelling along the path. Do one with Halfir as well, because why not?
I'll roll a d20 if you want.
Yeah, man. Do it. Nice.
And I shall do too.
So many 13s. Oh, many.
If everyone's doing their show, just do mine as well then.
Yeah, might as well. So, a party check at this point, so.
Alrighty. There
I really wanted you to get a 13.
we
Yeah, well, we got one last chance. I mean, do another 10. Yeah, we can work with that. So, it goes without saying, there wasn't a failure in sight, or at least nothing overwhelming anyway. As you're all walking along the path, there comes a point about 2 hours in as you're wandering along, trying to push through the brush as it's blocking your path for the most part. There are large canopy of trees have started taking on this more like bow, a dangle almost, and the sun is beaming down on you in places. There's still enough shade from the overcasting from the trees that you can duck beneath them if you need to. And the heat is very intense today. Not enough to be given any exhaustion or anything even relatively close. But it is just very intense. As you're moving along, there seems to be more small streams and little rivers that are running across the lands besides the trees. And at a certain point, as you guys are moving forward, keeping your eyes open, off in the distance there is this band of about 30 or so, will look to be like kobolds with a couple of dragonborns striding alongside them on top of giant beasts of burden and these giant lizard-like pseudo-wyverns. They don't seem to have wings, but they have the back tail and 2 front arms and claws that they use to crawl themselves along the ground with. A dragonborn that's flying alongside them on top of an actual wyvern. They seem to fly by intense speed, and luckily with all the noise that they're making and the cover that you guys have in the forest, they have 0 time or attention to pay to any of you. And you see that they are currently moving towards the Arginum Horde's terrain or general location. They're going at a very fast pace. You're not sure if they're actually going to attack anything or if they're going from A to B or what they're doing. But by the looks of it, a lot of the kobolds have like this basic levers constructed by beasts of like cows and the like. It's just simple leathers. There are some assorted like bones that they've put together to make like little shields and tie pieces of their outfit together. And whereas the dragonborns, however, there are varying colours, and they seem to be each wearing their own kind of unique outfit. One with a blue scalage and a robe, another red scalage and what looks to be like black armour, another with yellow and what seems to be kind of like clerical robes almost. You could easily confuse them for a party. And as very quickly they go by, there is a green and a white dragonborn as well. The white one is wearing the least. It seems to be kind of a more barbaric kind and is wearing similar outfits to the kobolds. And the green one just has this very long black cloak over himself, covering most of his body. Almost looks like he's spectral and it's just floating along. But as this squadron, this small army goes flying by, and each of you watch as they go running past, at the back end of their little caravan, there is a large, what looks to be like boulder almost, that's floating off the ground barely an inch, and as it's floating behind them, being dragged along by rope, you all notice it looks very similar to the same floating orb that was above the Earth Tower in Solomon's Lair after you guys had completed it. It seems to still have some degree of magical power over itself as well. And they are carrying it away very carelessly. What do you guys want to do? They are moving at a very swift pace. Most of them are on foot, but nonetheless.
Could we have seen any insignias as to where they're from?
Judging currently only by the race, they're from the Razorback clan. But beyond that, make a perception check.
Just 1 second.
All these tends to they're moving by too quick to identify on any of them any real like personal symbols or anything, but with the clearest distinction this place has, they are definitely Razorback clan members. There's too many like kobolds and dragonborns flying by for it to be their own unique clan, or at the very least there'll be some kind of subsidiary to it. Anybody else?
How many is that there were approximately?
Well, with a rough count, as they're flying by, there's 30, at least of the kobolds. There's 5 dragonborns with unique outfits on.
Mm-hmm.
And at least
30,
30
that's a
kobolds.
bit much for us. Well, should we hide? I think we should hide.
For the moment, it doesn't seem like they can see you as you guys are in the brush.
Eric will just whisper amongst the group and just say, at this point, all we can do is let them pass and, well, more or less see whereabouts they're going when it's safe to peer out and determine what location they're going to. And after that, we can report it back to Reginald when we get back to camp. But aside from that, we have our own agendas to get to first, don't we, boys?
Mm-hmm.
I would like to climb the nearest tree.
Mm-hmm. And very easily. It goes up a good, like, 40 feet high, but you climb it with very quick ease.
Nice. Can I see anything more from up here?
As you climb up, these trees all kind of bow at different angles and the like, so you can still kind of see fairly well. A lot of the fanning from the leafage from the top obscures bits of vision, but as you climb to the top and you look out and around, make a perception check.
Alrighty.
Well, alrighty then. Nice. Are you tracking them or just in general?
Well, I'm mostly focused on them because I mean I find them quite curious. I don't see a lot of people. These are people.
So,
Yeah.
as you peer out, you kind of squint your eyes a little bit as they're running in the direction of where the sun currently is, and you're kind of just like holding your hand in the way this up to block the sun. As you see them charging across, you see a couple of them, a couple of the kobolds, they're running along, kind of like leave these small marks along the trees, as they're running by, and they continue running off. There's this one, what looks to be like a small group of dinosaurs that are clustered, that stop and see them, and very quickly the group of Dragonborn at the front charge forward, push, smash, tear them asunder in seconds and push them aside. And as the march continues, some of the kobolds at the back quickly grab at the bodies, put nets around them, throw them over the shoulder and continue onward. Beyond that,
no.
they seem like they're going somewhere.
Definitely an error.
I will go down the tree.
Hmm.
I'll report to the others.
Yes.
Those people are very bad. I saw them kill innocent animals. And they're painting on the trees.
Painting where they're going?
Maybe.
Wouldn't say that. By the looks of it, if it's to be in simple terms, they're a band and they seem to be organised. They're probably marking a safe route that is clear for them to travel, and if they have other groups departing from where they're going to, they'll have similar groups following that path. Either that or they're marking off where is safe and where isn't safe, or where there seems to be abundance of resources to farm.
Well, that's useful information.
We're not exactly barbaric to the point where they're not organised. At least we know that.
We're still mean to the monsters.
Unfortunately, sort of like Derek sort of like looks sort of like sympathetically towards you and just says, "Unfortunately, that's just survival of the fittest." No, they don't need to kill, but they're doing it for the sake of survival. Or they could just be using them for resources. Which is what every humanoid does, more or less, anyway. It's natural to a degree, but it still isn't right, especially if they're just culling them mindlessly.
Guess.
So, do you guys continue onward, or is there anything else you want to do?
We'll continue onwards, but be very wary before we come out of the shrubbery and make our way and continue our way.
Okay. So, as you continue along the path, luckily, you've easily long since lost them as they've run off into the distance. You can still sort of hear the sounds of their stampeding by, but you're not sure if that's them or if that's another creature that you probably want to avoid. Either way, as you all move onwards, following the general direction of the map, keeping sight of the mountain in the distance for a general guide, eventually you come across a series of what looks to be like wooden planks that have just been scattered across the ground. And you see what looks to be, aside from that, is these small specks of red along the floor. You look around, and this is a more open space. There's a series of small ponds filling this place, like potholes almost, in multiple places. There doesn't seem to be anywhere for something to ambush or appear out of nowhere. And as you're looking around a little bit confused, off in the distance behind a single tree that looks like it's sort of withering away, see what looks to be a single wheel from a wagon or a cart, as well as the body of a creature that's been dead for a good couple of days by this point. And his head is jammed in between one of the spokes of the wheels, and one of the hands has been taken off, by the looks of it, by force, as you can still see bits that are loose from the wrist. Besides that, there doesn't appear to be anything else here for the moment. What do you guys want to do?
So just to get the general lay of the land, it's more or less an open plains area, but with small little ponds. Did you say?
Yeah, they kind of remind you of potholes almost, because they're very small, very deep blue though.
When you say like potholes, what sort of size potholes we talking? We talking like manhole size? Or are we talking like slightly bigger than man-sized?
Oh, easily man-sized, but they have to be a small man. So like dwarf.
Okay. And how many roughly would you say there are around the
As-
general vicinity?
As you guys get to this point, just looking around, you can see at least 20 or so around, and that's within a 60-foot space. There's a whole bunch more the further on you look. It's almost like a weird nest.
Yeah, my thoughts exactly. Which is why I was wondering about the number of them.
I forgot. Did we have a long rest?
Yes.
Yeah.
By this point, you would have gone a day or so.
Mhm.
Those of you who can, mark off a ration, please.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to hunt for food.
Okay. We'll do that real quick then. Make a survival check.
Yes.
Not bad. Shame it wasn't with advantage. So, quick, very temporary rewind. In the middle of the night, while everyone is sleeping, or during the day, while you guys are running by somewhat, you manage to catch yourself a total of 3 rabbits.
Holy shit, I'm rich.
They're not normal rabbits either. They're weird. They have these weird, like it's almost like someone took their spine and put it on their back, not under the fur, over the fur, and it almost has something like a unicorn's horn, but it's just this one tiny little bump on its forehead with a small spiky bit.
What do they taste like?
They taste like magic and friendship.
Nice.
You're not sure why, but that's what comes to mind. They just taste good. And
Excellent.
there's a small part of you after eating it where you're just like, oh, that was so good. But I feel really bad about that. You're not sure why.
10 out of 10 will do it again.
10 out of 10 will definitely do it again. But you do have a very satisfying meal.
Nice.
So, fast forward real quick. What do you guys want to do?
If there is a way, I would like to look for an outer round route which involves going around the nests in general rather than sort of like walking straight through the middle.
There's no way to get to, if any intention of checking out the person. Otherwise, it would be a very long walk all the way around the nest if you just want to completely avoid it. If you want to get to the person, you have to go through it.
Okay, is there like a route that I can take? We can take that isn't. Well, where there isn't as many of those water nests, if you will.
Make a perception check.
Alrighty then.
Oh, damn, bitch.
Hey, yo.
So as you're looking around, your initial fear is something coming out of them, and as you're looking around, there is so many of them. So you focus on which areas have the least, which areas look like it's just pools of water instead of endless abysses of hell and probably monsters. And as you're looking amongst them all, there is this really long zigzaggy line that you can take, but it's the safest, and there is quite a few of the potholes that are just sinks of water, that have just basins of water that have just collected in the ground. And assuming you take that?
Yes, I would like to suggest it.
Okay.
And then take it myself if no one is going to follow onwards.
So, as you follow through and you take the path, there's a couple of small like hops you have to do to completely avoid some areas. But eventually you... Just a quick check though. Are you going to the guy, or are you trying to get through this area?
I was mainly looking to get through the area, but we could. What does everyone else think?
I missed it. What do you mean about the guy? There's a guy in the middle or something?
A body long since dead, with his head stuck between the spokes of a wheel, with a tree behind him.
Yeah. Well, he's dead anyway.
Okay. Okay. So you guys just trying to get through?
Yep.
Okay. And then as you continue onward, you notice as you're walking through, eventually you manage to get to not an end, but a part of this area where the potholes are quite a lot less. They're a lot wider apart from each other. There is, however, a large body of water that's over the edge of this like 10-foot drop. And as you look down, it goes a good like 100 foot across, and maybe about 60 or so in length. And as you're looking down and toward it, it's very murky at the bottom. And as you're looking down at it, you can see these small shimmers of light, a green, gentle light, in around these small patches of land that have grown around the edges of this basin of water. And there seems to be this weird smell that's in the air as you guys get here and look around. A very familiar blood-reeking scent. And as you look around, you can't see anything directly. What do you guys want to do?
What would happen if we tossed a rock into the body of water? See if there's a reaction.
Do you?
Yeah, okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
I was waiting to see what everyone else thinks, but
No,
okay.
Nobody wants to argue. So, as you pick up just a small pebble and kind of like fling it toward the middle, as it falls and falls and falls, you do see it splash into the middle with a very gentle ripple that rolls out from that. But beyond that, you see it for a couple of seconds as it's descending, and then it just hits a murkiness very quickly, and you can't see the rock anymore. And then a couple of seconds go by, and something causes the water to wave for a second, and then it retreats back to murky normality.
Right, something's down there. I'll. Could I like start crossing the river, but I'm aware that there's something in there. So could I like hold a reaction in case I need to like dodge really quickly?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'll take the first few steps.
Okay. So as you slowly climb down the side of the cliff and start making your way, within the first few seconds as you're climbing down, it feels like the rock side is a little bit slippery. So you kind of steady yourself a little, and as eventually you get to the bottom, your foot touches the water, and it is freezing. It is frosted. But you don't let that stop you exactly. And as you finally get into the body of water, and you look around, nothing seems to be happening. As you start to swim across slowly, there's this weird nape of the neck sensation you get of danger, and you know fully well where it's coming from, but you can't see anything. What do you want to do?
If I can't see anything, can I listen?
Mm-hmm. Perception check.
Well, at least I rolled higher than 10.
You can't see or hear anything, but there is a very gentle feeling of the waves pushing from below, pushing upwards. Something's coming for you from below. And it's big.
How steep was the climb down?
It's a 10-foot diagonal. It's more slippery than it is difficult. So you could probably do it very easy.
So I could easily like jump back onto the slope, need be.
Yep.
All right. I'll wait out, see what happens, but on the slightest reaction, I plan on dodging back and jumping back on the slope.
Okay. So, as you're sat pretty much by the edge, still in the water, getting ready, you feel the waves shake just a little in toward the center, and then you see as the water rises up in the middle, this pitch black water that flicks and sprays everywhere for a moment, and for a glimpse of a second you see a large mouth and these razor sharp teeth that open up and then clamp down onto the air before it sinks back into the blacky abyss. But it doesn't seem to have realised you've moved.
As I jump back, is it possible for me to use my breath weapon as I'm jumping backwards into it?
What is your radius?
It's a 30-foot line.
Nice. Then yes. What's the damage type and damage die?
Of the two creatures within 5 feet, it's 2d6. So if I press this, there it is.
Oh yeah, it is fire, right. Okay. So as you quickly draw a breath in and shoot forward, you do see as some of the blackened water that you hit along the way as the creature is descending turns quickly to steam, and you blast along the back of the creature, tearing off what looks to be not flesh exactly, not a hide, but some kind of pseudo scalage that burns off, and you see these small pieces that land very gently onto the top of the water as the creature's body retreats back down below. And you feel as the pressure of the water isn't so harsh and the waves stop.
So it's retreated back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I like to toss in one more rock and see if the water reacts.
Yep.
See if it's decided to not engage, or if it still does.
So as you chuck another one in, and you kind of wait a second, a couple of seconds go by, and it seems like you feel the water start to move again, the waves start to move. And then you wait. You wait a couple of seconds more, and it seems like whatever it is, it's given up the chase. Or it's become wise.
Alright, I'll try it one more time. Slowly go into the water, but at the slightest incline that the water reacts, I plan on jumping back.
Okay. So as you slowly descend into the water, are you going back toward the middle, or are you just staying at the edge?
A bit close to the edge now that I know that there is something in there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So as you head in, you feel the water ripple just a little bit as you enter and move around a little. You kind of make these small splashes. As you kind of look around, you do see these very tiny specks of creatures in around the edges of the water that have collected. But beyond that, there's no other movement.
Alright, so I make my way forward some more. And keep making my way across. But again, staying alert in case there's the slightest reaction in the water.
Okay. So as you're moving through very slowly, you do see in the water beneath you, as you get closer toward the middle, there are a ton of these small, what just look like faces almost, in the water beneath you as they come out of the inky blackness, that have these very tiny pearls of eyes and a slice towards where you assume the mouth is. A series of them are swimming up from the blackness toward you. And seemingly the second they see you, their faces open up and then these tiny razor-sharp teeth. And you see these little fins and tails as they speed toward you in the water. They look like piranha and they look hungry.
Great. Okay, so I instantly unsheath my guitar and I spend a key point imbued it with... Wait, can I imbue it with frost? Just let me check. Elemental energy. Fire, cold.
Cold.
If I imbue it with cold, would it freeze the top layer of water?
I mean, you could do.
I like to at least give it a try and freeze the piranha where they are.
Yeah.
Alright.
So... If... hold on. Just trying to find my own brain on this for a second. So is your intention to freeze the top of the water or the creatures?
My intention is to try and freeze the top layer of water to stop the piranha so I can maybe
Use it as a platform.
jump. Yeah, use it as a platform to try and go over.
Okay. So you hold your katana up. You imbue it with the power. You rise the blade over the top of the water, and you see as your blade's moving along it, even the like passive energy from it causes the water to very quickly make a fine layer. It's enough for you to stand on a bit unsteadily, but it will keep you safe from them. And then as you climb on top, do you attempt to return to land?
I tend to like quickly be on the platform as minimal as I can be.
Mm-hmm.
Go on it and go across the water to try and get to the other side.
Mm-hmm. Firstly, can you make me a dexterity save? This is for while you're on top of the ice. See if you can stay stabilized. Nice. Of course you can. So, as you create the layer, very quickly pull yourself up, flip up onto it, landing very gently, evening out your weight so that it doesn't tilt one way or the other. You feel as the sheet is sturdy, with your weight added on top. It is slowly descending, but doesn't matter. As you turn around, you quickly bounce off of it and speed very quickly towards lovely, lovely solid ground. And as you rush off toward it, you see as the little piranha-like creatures are chewing at the edges of the ice and ripping the platform apart as it slowly descends. And after they have a little bite, they retreat back down into the inky blackness.
So I'm on the other side now, right?
Yes. Meanwhile, the others are currently just looking at you 60 feet away with confusion, I would assume. Also, I will be right back. I have to go to the toilet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, right back. Get some snacks.
Are we all here? Oh,
Yeah.
cool. How the fuck are the rest of you getting across a ginormous ass pond?
I've got an idea.
Mm-hmm.
With a rope, if I could tie like a small log to one end so I can chuck it back to them, they can tie one end to the tree and I got the other end, I tie that to the other tree. I can create like a tightrope for them to get across.
Mm-hmm.
Unless anyone else has some magical idea.
Stares at the mages.
I cast a
Like a
spell,
misty
get across
step.
pond.
I can't stare sex machina.
Wait, so how far are we to the end?
60 feet you have to pass over a deep, deep water.
Which contains a big monster and piranhas.
Yes.
Well, first of all, mage armor.
Fair.
Yeah. No, that's on humanoids. Huh. A big pond, 60 feet. Honestly, not much I can do. Unless Lee allows me to change cantrips in the middle of, but I doubt, because that would be cheating.
That.
Yeah. Then I could have used like a frostbolt or something to just freeze away. Right now, I don't really have, other than chromatic orb, but it's not going to help us cross 60 feet.
Is there a way around it?
It looks like everything else around it is just more of those small, like, potholes, water areas. And you'd have to go 100 feet left or 100 feet right. Not to
I'll
mention
do that then and find the safest route around that bit.
perception check.
I would like
You
to
have-
use my inspiration die.
Yep. So you'll use your one for today.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, because I still have that one remaining, don't I, as well?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Do I just roll with advantage or do I just roll another normal?
Connor,
Yep.
you know the answer.
I like to double check.
You know the answer. Okay. So, as you're wandering along, you keep your eyes along the ground. And you notice they're a little bit tougher, as these ones are a lot murkier, and some of them, as you're kind of like getting close, every now and then you like kick a rock toward one and it'll slip in slowly and it'll sink. You look inside and you can kind of see the water disturbs a little bit. In other cases, as you kind of like kick a rock in or something, you see it disturbs for barely a second, and then the rock just sinks into a never-ending blackened abyss. And as you're trying to figure out which of these are a problem or not, you get sort of stuck with the second row. And as you're looking around, kind of scratching the back of your head, what's everybody else doing?
I discussed my idea with them.
Mm-hmm. Shouting it across a big body of water.
I will help. Because the desert doesn't have a better plan.
Alright.
Carrick's
I
got to
would-
continue his way because fuck going over that with wearing heavy armor. I'm not made for that shit.
Guess I will like enter the water so I can yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait, am I catching rope or do I have to tie rope too? I don't have any rope.
I'll tie rope because I can chuck it
Ah.
down. Can I look for like something to tie the rope to, so it's got more swing, not too light, and of course not too heavy?
So, as you quickly take a look around, you notice this area is slightly. The land is slightly squishier with all the water everywhere, of course. As you're kind of looking around, you see this one rock, and as you walk over toward it, you kind of like have to put both hands into it at first, and you're like, yeah, no, that's too much. As you put that aside, you see this what looks to be like a small bag, almost a backpack, and it's like completely water damaged, and there are what look to be like almost seaweed growing over it. There's pieces of coral that have grown out of one of the pockets, but it feels weighted enough that it wouldn't weigh down heavy, but at the same time it's not shrunk. What's in it?
Yeah, you said I just found a backpack and a hefty one. What's in it?
So as you pull open one of the flaps, you see on the inside what looks to be this multitude of small green eggs. And as you look at them, you see that a couple of them have broken open, and they look to be like almost like little tadpoles.
Right. They'll do.
So do you use the backpack?
If it's like the right kind of way, then yeah. Tadpoles go yeet.
So make a strength check. See how far you can yeet.
Just click on strength. Okay.
Yeah. Nice. So you reel back, you get a nice run up, you spin and full on curl that fucker in the air, attached with a rope. And as it goes swinging towards, it flies just a little bit past the middle, so you get a good like 45 feet throw, a full yeet. And as it splashes, just enough to leave a few ripples, but not enough to like thump the water. And it only has to swim a tiny amount to get close enough to grab hold of it.
Nice.
It is so.
Now I will go to a tree.
Okay.
And I will tie it. And I will warn you, I don't know anything about tying ropes.
As you start to leave the water with the backpack, you feel the waves start to push up a little bit. And as you step out of the water with the backpack, moving along, just checking, but how much rope do you actually have, Varnex?
1 second.
Because
I should have known because I never used it.
it's typically a 50 feet hempen is the max.
I have more rope if we need.
How much rope is in the explorers pack again?
50.
There should be some...
50.
15.
50.
50.
Oh, 50.
It's the
Ah.
50.
Alright. Okay,
Well, that only leaves me
I-
10 feet down the lake. Plus whatever, deduct also whatever from where the rope is on the other end.
Because you would
okay.
have...
So, I have 50 yards of rope.
Yeah, sure.
Just realised.
Sure.
Over a 60 yard.
hmm
Maybe during the planning discussed if any of them have an extra 10 or
Some
potentially 20 feet of rope.
someone should have extra rope somewhere.
Wait, 50 feet or 50 yards? 50 feet.
50
is
feet.
usually the
Feet
right.
in terms of
Good.
D&D, but if
Okay.
yards helps, we'll pretend it's the same.
Hold on, I'm converting it to normal. Yeah. Okay. How much yard is it to feet?
There's about 92 centimeters per yard.
Uh-huh.
Either that or it's 90 and a half. Something like
All
that.
right.
A little under a meter.
Then I have extra 50 feet
Mm-hmm.
of rope if we need.
Okay. So, using your additional rope, Nadissa will bring it close enough. You chuck her the rope, and you kind of just start like tying it together in around the backpack. Nadissa, make me I'll say wisdom check to see if you know what you're doing.
Give you that. Abso-fucking-lutely.
How
Okay.
far is Nadissa from me?
So there'd have been 5 feet of distance between the body of water, and a close tree for Varnix to tie something to. The backpack would have got him. Would have thrown it 45 feet, so it would have gotten 40 feet into the water. So Nadissa would be 20 feet from you at the shore.
Well, I would probably know how to tie a rope, and I could mage hand and help somehow.
Okay.
I guess.
What is your sleight of hand?
Ooh, that's not a good one. That's a 1.
It's better than 0.
Yes.
Okay, so we add your sleight of hand to our total. And with a bit of assistance and a lot of redirection on your part, you manage to tie it up decently, you believe, to the backpack, and then with that extra rope secured, you lead that rope back to shore and tie it up along another tree at shore. Now, with your little secured line hovering very gently above a long 60 feet of water, what do you guys want to do? As Connor, as you're walking along, managing to, you believe, bypass quite a lot of these problem areas, you walk between a series of potholes, and you feel suddenly as the ground is less than stable, and you kind of freeze up for a second just to make sure you don't put too much pressure where you shouldn't. And as you look around, it's not that you've placed a heavy foot in the wrong place, it's the ground beneath you is moving. And you see as the water starts to jolt or vibrate, it bounces almost. Every bit of water in about 15 feet around you starts to move. What do you want to do?
Continue going as steadily as I can, and if I see signs of things starting to break away around me, I'll try and put a bit of pace on and try and get through the area as quick as possible.
So, as you look around, you see as the ground starts shuffling very slowly and sinking downwards almost. You start to move very slowly at first. Then you see as the waters start to pool outward, as if something is being, as if the water's being ejected slowly. And then almost all at once, the ground beneath you starts to break away, and almost like a dam being broken through. Make a dexterity save.
Okay. Ah, I need to take that off. Yep. Okay.
Yummy. As the water breaks away at the earth between your feet, you feel yourself fall downwards into icy cold waters as you notice very quickly that the layer of land that is above you and that everyone else is walking on is just one small, very thin layer, and you begin to fall down, and as you fall into this deep body of water, you feel something in the murky blackness that you've fallen into start to grab at your legs and arms and starts dragging you along.
Is this downwards?
Mm-hmm.
I would like to cast Giant's Might.
What's the specifics, just real quick?
1 second, I'll just check. I'll just put in Giant.
Still love that I can do those things. Nice. Just wanted to make sure there wasn't any physical requirements. Cool. So as you trigger the effects and your body doubles and then some in size in that same instance, you feel as the water is pushed as your size increases, and you feel the grasp of these weird fins and these pseudo claws grasping at you. You can barely hold on as they're shunted back for a second. And I think temporarily we're going to do initiative. I will put us on a map that you can all actually target your stuff with.
That's a funny looking device.
Onyx, why is it every time I'm looking for your token, it is not there? Where the fuck does your token go?
Don't blame me. God.
It's just every time, every map, I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna just move their tokens out of the way, and then I'm like, wait, someone's missing. Who the fuck is missing? And it's always you.
I try and drag my token to the thing, but it's not doing anything.
Yeah, it's delayed for some reason. Hold on. I think I know what's happened, and if... give me 2 minutes. It's easy to resolve, but it's so annoying. A lot of my pictures were broken recently, and they're no longer... They're saved in my Roll20 cloud, but because they're broken, I can't restore them, so I just have to completely erase them. Luckily, you've still got your character picture, so I can recreate it. But just it's so stupid. Like, it's done it for so many pictures and has no reason for it either. What color would you like for your token ring?
I'll be right back. Need to check something.
Okay.
Blue, like it has next to my name.
Let me have a look. Nice. Right, this should do it. I'm gonna reapply it in a second. Is it just you that's super cursed? Because it's super delayed. Hold on, there we go. Right. 1717. Right, so none of that. Righty-tighty. There we go. Try drag and drop it now.
That's on it.
Nice. Yeah, I had to just recreate the thing.
What caused it to be deleted?
I don't know. A lot of my old images got deleted as well. Some of the new ones from my other campaign with Connor got deleted as well, and I've been going in a freaking panic to fix it. It's mostly the tokens though is what I don't get. A lot of the like front images are fine. It's just tokens.
Probably a bug or something.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bother pretending there's a fix, because even if there is, it's probably less than it's worth.
It's alright. Varnix is back in the Shadow Realm.
He fades.
Guys, I was in the Shadow Realm and it was full of tentacles.
Oh yeah, put yourself in initiative. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get to go first, Phoenix. What are you doing over where you are?
Alright, so what? Did Connor try and cross the river, try and go another way?
He tried to go the long way round towards where a bunch of the potholes are that are deep into the ground. And you have basically
so-
zero space around them.
So, how far is he from the rest of the group? I know I'm already about 60 or so yards from them. How far is he from the rest of them?
Roughly about the same, to be fair, because he's on... Oh, actually, no, sorry. It would be... From them, it would be 50 feet, and from you at the edge of the water would also be 50 feet, if that's where you are.
Alright, well, I can't let go of the rope, because that's a lifeline from the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see what else I can do. The only thing I can do at a distance is throw a dart.
Ye-
I've got a bead of sending, and Carrick has the other one. I could say, the fuck are you doing?
Bruh, what's going on?
Shit, I can't do anything because I'm on the other side and I can't let go of the rope. So explain to what's happened again. So something is trying to swallow him from below. Is that right?
Yeah, from your perspective, it looks like he's just fallen beneath the ground. He's literally just sunk.
So it looks like he's just fallen down. So I'm on the other side of the river. I can't do anything.
Nope.
I can use the bend and say I can use the bead of sending to try and get an update. Like speak to him and go, Carrick, what's happened? Are you okay? That's legit all I can do.
Okay. Is that what you want to do, or is that you?
Well, it's not what I want to do. I like to help, but I can't. I'm on the other side of the river.
Then that'll be you then. Carrick.
Hello.
As you're enjoying a gentle swim while being harassed, what do you want to do? As you feel the...
I've giant formed now, right?
You feel the semi-like clawed hands trying to grip at you and keep you in place, and you feel as if they're directing you downward.
Am I able to grasp my hand at anywhere that feels solid at least to grab and anchor myself forward?
Nope. You are in the middle of a vast ocean, and it's very dark black. Even with a degree of visibility down here, there's nothing nearby that isn't you or them. And you see what you expected to see mostly. They look to be some kind of Sahagin, but they have a kind of darker tone, like skin and fins.
Gonna sound crazy, but I would like to attempt to at least somewhat swim then.
Make a strength check with advantage, of course, because of your thing.
Just general strength, yeah, or no save?
Nope. Okay. So, as you begin to like pull your arms forward, you've enough strength, and they don't seem to have enough leeway to stop you as at the moment from being surprised by your sudden expansion. And you manage to brush them off long enough to start pushing yourself upwards, wading with the water. And as you're moving yourself upwards, the small bit of visibility from the ground above that has been broken away, that reveals the light of the sun, as you're racing towards it, what is your normal movement speed?
30.
Okay. So you do, with barely 15 feet of movement, get back to the top of the water. With your giant form, you smash through a bunch of the layers of dirt and earth and push it aside, and you try to find purchase and pull yourself up, but any attempt to use the ground as leverage breaks immediately with your newfound weight. But you manage to get your head up.
At this point, I'm just gonna go forward more to just try and swim myself through. Whilst upon doing so, I will be smashing earth through, but I'm going to be making attempts of each arm that I wave forward, an attempt to try and anchor myself to see if I can feel around for any solid land to pull myself up on.
Mm-hmm. So, as your technically movement speed would have been consumed using it for swimming, as you get to the top and start feeling around, we'll continue there in a second. Nidissa.
It's my turn.
You
How far away am I
are,
from him?
I would say, after being with Muzzy to tie up the rope around the tree, you'd be about 70 feet in a perfect line towards Connor. Roughly about the same towards Varnex as well. Also, as well, you did notice Connor kind of just disappeared, and then a couple of seconds later, massive.
You see a giant fist just pound through the earth and then grab up, and then a giant head of Garrick just come up breathing for air.
Well, my first instincts are to help him, so I'll use my feline agility, and I'll dash over there. That's 80 feet of movement speed.
Yes. Yeah.
Run over to him, see what the fuck is going on.
As you run toward him, there are a series of the potholes in the way between you and him. There's only like one row of them, but a lot of the area around him has been submerged.
Okay. Well, I guess, yeah, I'll walk over to him and try to navigate it. I don't know, is it tough terrain?
No. It just seems to be, as you get closer toward him, the wetness of the ground, you notice it seems to be giving way very easily and sinking downward.
I will, be careful, I guess. But still approach him. See if he needs help.
Okay. As you start to get a little bit closer, you eventually get into range where you can see his hand is like currently trying to find purchase on the ground that's slipping through his fingers. And you get within 5 feet. The ground around your feet at current isn't sturdy enough to keep you and allow him to climb up as well. It's barely holding you, even with your very minuscule amount of weight to give.
I'll pull back then.
Okay.
Just like flinch away, I guess. See if I can get far enough away and still reach out a hand, I guess.
Yeah. So, with his current large size, his hand is big enough to crush the top half of your body.
Nice. I guess I'll pull on his pinky.
Connery,
Hello.
Nidissa attempts to help you.
That is not a good idea.
Worst case, she can use you as a life raft.
Because we got to get across the other side anyway.
Connor, in your size, could you jump the distance?
God no.
No.
God no.
Not to
Because
mention, the ground would give way.
yeah, swimming is pretty much the only way I've got really. Because as I stated, I was gonna continue forward.
Right.
How do you want to proceed? This,
Well, I mean, unless he actively shoos me away, I'm gonna try to help him.
yoink.
I just gotta look at Nadissa and just say, Nadissa, you cannot pull me even if you tried. Get back to the others. I'll meet you guys the other side.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I've used my movement.
So, Brick will hurry over towards you, Nidissa, and Kerrick. He kind of looks at the situation. He gives that kind of look at you, Carrick, of, yeah, I could help, but I don't think I can help you. Looking at your currently giant frame.
Yeah, I just look at Brick and I just point my hand towards the other side and I'll just start beginning to move towards over there. Well, the other side of where we need to get to.
Okay. As you still trying to find any purchase on land, you do, as you start moving, you look down for a second, just making sure there's nothing there. As you look down, you can sort of see these little somethings at the bottom of this blackness beneath you that look like they're just observing now. And after wading through a little bit, trying to grasp onto the land, eventually you do find this one solid patch that feels like just dense stone. You leverage yourself up enough with it that you land on solid earth again. But Nadissa,
Hello.
is that you for now?
I can't physically do much else. My expertise is punching. Unless punching the ground helps, then I'm out of cards.
Die, ground! Poof, poof, poof. Okay. Muzzy.
Well, I look to my one side and I see Nidissa riding on Carrick. I look to the other side and
Wait,
I
has she
see...
jumped on?
No.
Because I thought I got.
Okay, no. I see Nidissa go... Okay, where's Halfil in all this?
Currently right behind you, just watching them all, and he's rubbing his temple.
I agree with him. So we have. Okay, looks like Carrick is okay. With Medusa and Brick. I think I'll go help Varnex somehow. I'm going to yell at Varnex. Oh wow, that's a lot of Varnex.
Wait, what?
Look at the map.
What about it?
About it.
No, I just see a lot of Varnex.
There's just one of me.
Yeah,
There's
no,
just one.
there's only one.
There's just one token.
What? No.
Is Sol just really drunk and seeing double or something?
No, I'm not. Hold on. Hold
No,
on. No,
seriously,
I'm
we-
taking a screenshot.
Okay.
Okay. We're on the base map.
Yeah. Wait, you're on the base map?
The Windall Village.
Yeah. Yeah, Wando Village.
Yeah, okay. The village. Yeah, okay.
Oh, what,
What?
the? That,
What? I am everywhere.
no. See, this is proof that you have some kind of problem right now, because that token isn't even in the system anymore.
I don't know, Lee. It looks pretty real to me.
Like, hold on, what the fuck?
Like how two of them are displayed just barely on top of the real one.
Hold on. Still there?
Yep.
The fuck?
Genuinely, for a moment, I just genuinely thought you were like drunk on cheese or something.
I did drink some wine.
Actually,
But-
speaking of being drunk, this techno bobber over here, did I not see it last time? Was I drunk last time?
Probably.
Probably.
It's one of the elemental towers. It's the water tower for the Windall
see.
Village.
I guess I am blind.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that's fine. You'll see plenty. more.
Okay.
Don't worry.
So,
What are you gonna do?
okay. I don't know.
You wanna make
I
out
don't
with one of the
know.
mini Varnex?
No.
Not today. Okay,
No.
gotcha. I see.
Not today. How far are both of them from me?
Mm, from where you are at the minute, 70 feet for Varnex, straight forward, and again, roughly about the same for Connor, though he is moving towards the other side at this point. So 75 air quotes.
And Varnex went through the lake, Carrick went through the puddles.
Hmm.
What I thought was like a landmass which was going to be easier to travel across from compared to what you guys were attempting to do via tightrope, and it ended up being that the land was very well delicate and very sparse due to the fact it was just like a very thin layer which had pretty much all this massive water underneath it, and the weight of my armor gave way and went through it. Or something from underneath cracked it.
Uh-huh.
So Garrick Giant formed in order to not be pulled under by the very various things that were pulling on him. They lost grip and purchase of his body because of the expansion, so Garrick started swimming back up to the surface.
Uh-huh.
And now he has purchase on solid land and he's attempting to pull himself up on it. Or to pull
Nice.
himself along with it.
I see. I'm going to turn around to Halfir. And I'm gonna go like, okay, so what do you make of this?
This is all a mess. How did we get stuck in this?
That's a great question, which I have no answer to. But it seems like most of the party went that way, and one guy went this way. maybe we should get the one guy to go with the rest somehow. I'm going to. If I yell, can Varnix hear me?
Just about.
Just
It's
about.
one of those very awkward, like, can you hear me? He's like,
Nice.
what?
Is this coming from the person who has message as a cantrip?
But it's not 60 feet.
Do I have messages?
Do you hear me? I don't think you have a message.
I don't know.
Alfie doesn't have message.
I don't
Oh, I
have
thought
messages.
I thought I thought you had message as well.
No, I had this. Why would I need message if I have this? But this is 30 feet.
You can take
Okay, fair.
Okay, so I'm going to. Okay, so Varnex, you wrote something in chat. Did you yell it?
That
Oh,
was a
there's
joke
a-
because
yeah.
you were saying so many. That was a joke because you were saying you were saying you were seeing so many much of me.
Ah, no, okay. Well, I'm going to tell Halfir. Well, if we already split, maybe we should go to where there are less people and maybe drag him over here.
He just kind of sighs a little and kind of makes a waving motion as if to say, go on after you.
I'm going to find and I'm going to yell, Varnex, you want to come back here and go the other way? Seems like they're all going that way.
I mean, technically speaking, Varnix can just, from his side, walk to the right and meet them at the
And
end.
that's it? Okay.
Yeah, you guys are the ones that have to climb over.
Wait, so you have a rope. Can we just grab the rope and just
Shimmy, shimmy.
go?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why they did it.
Yeah.
That was the
Sorry,
plan.
I kind of missed it. Again, wine.
Mm.
If you tie the rope, I can get back across,
Wait,
so
why
I
do you
don't
need
have
to
to
get
deal
back?
with giant fish monster and piranhas.
Wait, why do you need to get back across? You're practically at the side we need to get to, which
Yeah.
I'm now swimming over to.
Mhm.
Cough, you're in danger. Cough, cough.
Isn't it this sign black?
Over at Connor's side. They're just kind of watching him, like,
swim away,
fat hand swim away, just.
trying to get to the very side which Varnix is on, in hopes of
Oh.
getting to solid land.
No, I mean, if they tie the rope on their end, I tie the rope on my end, I can easily use that rope to get across. Easy peasy. I'm a monk. I can do it.
Yeah, but you're on the side they want to be on.
Yeah, I'm starting to get so confused.
Look, Carrick is in trouble. I assume that was the plan.
Yeah.
For me to get back across to help them.
No, this is fine, I guess. Here,
What
yes,
could-
but this sign is black and they're pretty much doing okay, from what it seems.
Is it? Last I checked, someone was pulling him underground.
I outstrengthened
But now we're
them,
swimming.
and I've outstrengthened them by the fact I've grown into giant form. And
Oh,
started
sorry. I
swimming
was still
across.
I was still under the impression that something was pulling him down.
No, I swam back up. I did a strength check, which I contested against, and I won.
Oh, sorry.
If you
I was
roll
under the
up,
impression-
you'll see the strength check with advantage.
Yeah, I can see it, but I was still under the impression that something was trying to pull you down. Sorry.
Something was, but I basically outstrengthened them and then swam to the top of the surface and then moved 15 more feet forward.
Oh, sorry. All right then. Okay. Forget everything I
Yeah.
said. If everything's fine, then yeah, I
Everyone
can.
seems so confused tonight. Are we alright, guys?
Uh,
It's only Monday, guys. We've got a rest of the week to go.
yeah, you
To
speak
be
for
fair, I was
yourself.
working all weekend.
Okay, that's fair enough then. I'll
Yeah,
grant you.
sorry.
My week starts on Sunday.
That's enough.
Just.
No, I
Or
mean,
in a week.
yeah. Anyway, I'm going to grab the rope and go over to Varnix, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah.
Um,
Ugh.
Okay. So as you shimmy along the rope towards Varnex, make me a strength check to keep
Oh,
hold
good.
with all of your
I'm
gear on
good.
you.
I'm good at those.
Mm. So
Hold on. Hold up.
I'm holding.
Holding.
Hold up.
Fine, lucky.
Nice.
Fuck!
Are you?
Oh no!
So because lucky is you pick one or the other,
So yeah.
you fall, but at least you don't body slam the water on your way down. Luckily, it wouldn't have been too far high up that you guys would have had the rope dangling from the water. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. And as you slap against the water as you're holding on, it's like somehow slickened from a bit of sea spray. As you're climbing along, you're finding it more and more difficult to keep yourself up while holding on, and your hand, as you go to grip again, slips, and as you're trying to like correct yourself, you start falling, you dangle downwards, and as your backpack is starting to dangle downwards too, you quickly push and close it towards your back. You're holding on with your legs onto the rope, looking down into the bottomless abyss below. What is Nadissa doing on the side?
Well, I mean, cool. I've just been told to shoo off, so fine. Yeah, I guess I'll go over to the rope.
Okay. How are you crossing? Are you just slowly angling, climbing air quotes along?
I walk on all fours.
I entirely expected it. Make a dexterity check.
I will do as you command. 2 seconds. My popped out sheet doesn't respond. I'll reopen it.
If anything, if it doesn't work,
There you go.
Very nice. As as you get pushed away and you and Brick wander off toward the rope, Halfir is there, like keeping the rope stabilized while Sol is trying to climb along. And you see he's like almost halfway, and he kind of like slips and is dangling, and you very quickly kind of just like take a few gentle footprints, place them on the rope, start to climb, and then get down on all fours and start to climb along it. And eventually you are dangling overhead to poor Sol, who's trying to like pick himself up and grab onto the rope. What do you want to do?
Do friend need help?
Hold on. Let's see.
Yes, that would be great.
What the hell is that?
That's the voice changer.
I know. Oh my god.
I'll like, I'll put a hand down, try to grab him by the clothes or the arm or whatever, and then I'll, see if I can't help him up a bit.
Hmm.
Without falling myself.
Managed to clasp one of his hands and place it back onto the rope, and then help him with the other, and then you two kind of like continue going along the rope together, him dangling from the bottom, and you very dexterously and just nonchalantly really climbing on all fours along the rope. Just with the dexterity of a cat. You see it back in the toward the where the rope is, Halfir with Brick there, who's now holding onto the rope. Halfir begins walking forward, and he looks down toward the water and holds his hand out in front of it, and you see this chilling energy touching the water for a moment, and you see it freezes a small layer, and then he starts to push against it, and notices the small layer of ice very quickly descends downward, and then he starts scratching the back of his head as he's thinking. But, Connor, you in your giant form, as you are swimming across, do eventually make your way over to the side that Varnex is on, moving around the biggest body of water. The land does in parts give way as you're trotting along in your giant form, and it makes it slightly more awkward, and there is small slips here and there, but you manage to pick yourself back up enough as you feel the land's getting more and more stabilized, until eventually you meet back around with Varnex.
And am I able to pick? Have I by this point pulled myself out of the water, or about to?
Yeah, no, you'd be on stable land easy.
Okay.
And you'd have made your way around to Varnex.
At this point, I'm just looking around me to. Well, obviously, I've made quite the scene with my giant form. But just trying to more or less, as I've now got an elevated view up, do I spot anything in particular? Sort of like eyeing us out, or any strange landmarks?
Make a perception check.
Okie dokie.
Not bad. As you look toward the direction where you're currently going, you see assortments of thin grass that's still growing. The place is otherwise pretty sparse. You still see a couple of those water-like potholes around the place, but they're a lot more distant again. As well, there are a couple of these chunks of wood that are lying all across the place, and there is even what looks to be a series of broken down wagons and a couple of bodies that have been tossed against them with pieces missing, or in general clothing missing. It looks like anything that could be vaguely used to outfit oneself has been taken, or for snacks as well. You know, there are body parts missing, random bits as well, like a leg for one person, a couple of fingers for another. The head of one body has been taken off, has been moved barely 5 inches away from its body. It's a grim scene, but at least you found, you believe, the or one of the caravans. They looked like they were in some kind of hurry. As you see these rough marks raked into the ground from one of the wheels buckling.
Okay.
But yeah. Also, I'm going to remove the initiative for now because it's not applicable.
Fair enough. With the remaining, well, at this point, I reckon by the time I get back to land, it's been like a solid at least minute since I giant formed, right?
Mm-hmm. It would very oddly timed for it to be, as you're walking up toward Varnex, your form just starts to go bleep, 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 bleep.
Yeah. And I'll help Varnex with securing the rope.
Slowly but surely, Sol climbs along toward the end, being assisted by Nadissa should it be necessary. Nadissa very gracefully, like, climbing, back-flipping, pirouetting along the rope in the meantime, makes the way alongside Sol, followed shortly by Halfir, who, as he's climbing along, every now and again he places his arm towards the water behind him without turning around and casts Chill Touch on the water and continues climbing along.
Wait.
Hmm.
Fuck, I could do that.
It doesn't. It doesn't work the way you think it is. He's still climbing along the rope. He's just putting a safety measure in
Yeah.
because it only puts a thin sheet. Unless you're one of the monks, you will either fall off of that thing or submerge very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He eventually makes his way too, with a couple of hiccups. He nearly drops a few things from his pouches. Manages to save them, luckily. But eventually he gets his way across too. And then Brick fully fastens and secures the rope toward a tree, and even breaks some of the wood at the top and jams it into and around the rope to try and secure it and squeeze it in as tight as he can. He then runs toward the shore, jumps into the water, and then grabs at the rope and starts to pull his way. And very quickly, because he is very obviously athletic, he makes his way toward the end as well. And you all manage to catch up and look at the very, very sad state of the caravans that have driven through here. The bit that is slightly confusing is, as you look ahead of you, there's clearly some degree of enough land for them to drive across, but the way you've just had to come was so unsteady, and obviously the giant bowl of water just behind you doesn't help. You're not too sure how they could have come this way to deliver towards where you just came from. What do you guys want to do as you look at the wreckage in front of you?
Before we go, those with Mage Hand, could they potentially untie the rope on the other side so we can get it back? Or are we going to opt to leave it?
It's pretty far away, and Mage Hand is only like
30 feet, I want to say.
if
Let me have a look.
so. Yeah, we could leave it for the way back, and hope it will stay here.
Yeah, definitely. Huh?
Lee.
What? You've seen a giant creature chew anything in the middle of the lake. All I'm saying is,
Yeah.
the chances of someone causing that thing to rock up again and eat the bag, no, I'm just putting it out there. Anything's gonna happen.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Amongst us, who still has rope?
Don't even have pockets.
I do.
Well, first,
Carrot still has rope. Because I could potentially throw a dart at the rope on the other side in the hopes of cutting it so we can get the rope back.
You could throw the orb.
good luck. It's hempen rope, motherfucker. You'd have to throw a shitload of good dice to get that fucker ripped.
Fuck it, we'll leave it.
I've got one idea.
Let's hear it.
And this is where the journey turns south because they wanted rope.
Are you desperate for the rope? If so, I am willing to try something.
What's the plan? before we do it?
Very good question.
It is either you say yes and I'll do it, or it's no and I won't do it.
Yeah, that's usually how that works.
Mm-hmm. So is it a yes or a no, boys?
Discuss the plan first.
Yeah.
Talk before you do.
Fine.
Use your words.
Carrick sort of like grabs at the rope that is tied up on our end, and I sort of like give it a tug, and I look at the other end.
It's very. The rope is connected very well. It's taut on both sides too, as much as you guys can do for the moment, and it does kind of like bounce almost in between. But yeah, seems.
Carrick sort of looks, and he just says, "If you want the rope back from the other side back, I could try tugging over."
That's not going to work.
You never know. It might not.
Knowing Lee, it'll probably cause a rope to break halfway,
Mhm.
and it becomes useless.
Hey, all I'm saying is it depends on who did the rope on the bag. And last I checked, that was a 14 DC, so it could happen.
We'll leave the rope for now. Hopefully, it'll still be here when we get back.
There's hopes of it maybe staying, or we could just, make an attempt to get it back, and it may or may not work.
How confident are you?
I sort of like look at my arm and I sort of like curl a bicep, and I'm like, I can't say I'm the strongest person ever, but I'd say I'm stronger than most people.
If the
Okay,
two
we'll
of
keep going.
you
Let's go.
pull. No, I mean, hold on. If the two of you pull, or all of us, that could
Yeah.
work.
I'm for it.
Okay, let's give it a go.
So are you all going to attempt to tug a war with the other end?
Yes, we fucking are.
Okay. So everybody, give me a strength check versus a very taut rope and a tree on the other end. Going well.
Look at big
No,
bicep
I'm
Carrick.
using inspiration for this. I don't care. I'm using inspiration for this.
You already used the inspiration.
He had
I've
floating.
got two.
Yeah.
Everybody's so invested in it.
I'm fucking invested.
I'll use a key point to use what's it called? Why are all they done yet? Arms of the astral self.
Yeah, boy.
There you go. Now I can use my wisdom modifier instead of strength for strength rolls.
So
Oh, wait,
since
I rolled strength anyway. I even said it out loud and I still rolled the strength one. Well, yeah, it helps. See,
just
one.
as bad. Oh yeah.
Let's go.
Firstly, since I'm pretty sure this is the first time you've used this in front of them, how do they look?
Oh yeah. Well,
Because you do literally just like grab with your two arms and then suddenly tomorrow.
Well, my frills would like stand up and then like this red glowing aura will like form like the hands around me. Not super big hands, but like hands. And they're like red and glowing.
Super big hands, but hands.
No, not big hands, not super big.
Oh,
They're very claw-like, beast-like.
Okay.
okay. So let's tally. Varnek's success. Originally Carrick failure, but Carrick success. Mozzie success. Our dear boy Brick a success, and then the only failure is the one with multiple arms.
Yeah.
It's been a while, you know.
You know, spectral energy doesn't have a lot of grip.
No, I mean, you haven't even like put any paste on your hands or anything. You know, it's cool. Seawater and shit. As
Ah, I should have spit him and fuck.
yeah, exactly.
Doing the
Get some
movies,
elbow
shit.
grease, man. As you all grab hold and start to pull, Halfir, who's sat on the side just watching you all do it, is begrudging as he comes over, grabs one corner, and will attempt to help as well. Although, to be honest, I don't think things will do much. Oh, he's got a neutral. Doesn't help. There was an attempt. As everybody is like pulling,
My man.
you guys don't feel in sync. You're all pulling very hard, and as you're pulling it toward you, you feel a slight inch of difference. And as you're looking across the way, you can't see any difference on the tree. And as you're looking across, and you're pulling, and you feel all of a sudden, as you're pulling, another inch pulls along, and you feel this sudden heavier resistance. Make another strength check, everybody.
Freaking crap.
Good.
Hey, this is 2 better than last time.
Okay, so from that point, we'll do one with Halfir and the bat, one with Brick. Cool. So success, fail, success. So good old. What was that? 1, 2, 3. Nice. 4 to 2. As you guys are pulling even harder, this time it's almost like you can hear the snapping and cracking and twisting of the tree from over there, as you can see it starting to bow forward, and you can almost make out the rope moving, but you notice as well as suddenly there's this lack of tension, and all of you can start to feel your strength is pulling too hard, and you look toward where the bag is and it's starting to unravel. And just as it's starting to unravel, everybody make a perception check.
Okay.
Very nice. Very nice. Natural 1 for Halfir. Oh, natural 20 for our Brick boy, Jesus. So, Brick, obviously. We'll see a thing. Varnex, Carrick and Stefan, you 3, as you're looking out, you see a series of hands grab at the bag from the water and start to pull on it downward. And you feel as the rope is being pulled downward as well, and then it suddenly snaps off of the bag. And a good, 10 feet of rope whips, and you all fall backwards onto the ground as the rope is pulled a good 20 feet onto the ground beside you. As you all fall backwards and slowly pull the 150 feet of rope that you have access to and start to coil it up, and whomsoever takes the 50 foot of rope, choose amongst yourselves. The other lot is on the other side still. But as you coil up the rope, you guys notice that Brick is still sat on the ground as the rest of you get up and just start moving about, and he's looking across the waters. and he moves his hand up slowly and points. As you guys turn and look towards where he's pointing, you see just behind the tree, you're not sure what it is. You can see this, what looks to be like a head, a chrome head, see-through almost, like it's water, with these multiple series of dots along its face that's looking toward you all. It seems to have this one four-fingered hand holding onto the tree branch as it's looking toward you all, peering. And then, seeing that you all see it, it very quickly disappears behind the tree. And then you see this small splash of water appear from behind the tree as it disappears from sight. For a proper visual,
Nice.
Mhm. The fuck was that?
I quickly opened the book and tried to realize if. Oh no, it's a dinosaur book. Never mind.
Mhm.
Would I?
So, what dinosaur was that?
It's a Stegosaurus.
Stegosaurus. What did you want to do, sorry,
Yeah.
Moss?
Do I know anything that might resemble this thing?
Make a history, arcana, or religion check. It, as you kind of look at it, you don't get much of a glance of it, but the look of its weird slick form, the tendrils and the strange hands, though the only thing you can come up with, as of the moment anyway, is it's some kind of monstrous alternation of a Sahagin maybe, or some kind of creature that's been force adapted to the terrain around it, and its body's just been fully altered to survive it. You're not sure what it is, but as you think of it, it's weird. It's almost like it's sticking to the back of your mind. And then you each hear this strange noise coming from behind you all as you turn around and you see one of the bodies that are lying on the floor next to one of the destroyed wagons starts to convulse. This clear liquid, a kind of almost pure white liquid that's very much similar to water. It just spills down across his face, and as the body's laying there, the eyes flick open. The mouth opens wide, and the eyes, suddenly full of life, dart toward all of you. And that's going to be that for this week, because I gotta go make dinner.
Oh, damn, that was a struggle. I had to contain my laughter when I heard the body convulse white liquid. I started to put my hand across my face like, oh no.
See, I had another way to describe it, but I just had to do it that way.
Yeah, I know you did.
See-through clear liquid, yeah.
Yeah, I was waiting to just jump at that. If you were to say anything else that I could use to just jump in on it.
Right, I really do have to disappear, but does anyone have any questions or otherwise?